HalloweenCostumes.com just released Wave 1 of their 2025 animatronic lineup. Let's take a look.
Sometimes it's not. I always come back. I am Chucky, the killer doll, and I don't want to give that up.
Now, if you have not yet heard the exciting news, they will be releasing 70 new props for pretty much the 2025 season. So, this is an astronomical amount compared to most companies, and so they are doing it in waves. First one coming out today, January the 24th. And we have gotten a lot of props. A bunch of licensed, a bunch of collaboration animatronics, and just a lot of creative designs. So let's take a look at our first prop. First prop is a prop by Brick Thunder, actually, called Salivation. And this has got to be my favorite Brick Thunder prop from him in the past lineup, pretty much. I know he did Kane in 2023 and the Drop Down Clowns, which definitely wasn't a perfect animatronic for Brick Thunder to create, but it was definitely a budget prop. But this new one, which is Salivation, looks really cool. Now, I can definitely see a lot of people hating this if they do not like large, tongue-type creatures, but I think this is really cool. It's just, I think it was made too big because you can't really tell that it moves very well. So in a haunt setting, I don't see that being a very noticeable thing. But the size is amazing. The face is creepy. It just looks like the tongue might be underneath the teeth, which is a little weird. Really good prop. The price. So all these prices, I'm not even going to say, because if you're watching this in maybe June, these prices are going to be much different. Because these are pretty much pre-order deal prices. So they're a lot more affordable. I'll put it on your screen. These prices you're seeing are pre-order deal prices. It'll be boosted 30 to 50 bucks, maybe, I would guess, up after pre-order, maybe in the next month. So that is Brick Thunder's Salivation. Now this next one is a very peculiar one. This one's also made by Brick Thunder. This is the Stacking Clowns, or whatever they're called. I just think Home Depot did it better. I don't want to diss Brick Thunder, but this is something to look at. It's something to look at. It looks like it's something Sunstar made. I hate to say that. It's just not his best work. It's cool. It's just for the price, it's not that great. But it's still pretty cool for what it is. It's just I would prefer other options. This next one is our final Brick Thunder prop of this wave. I don't know if there's more. I would guess now of how many there is compared to the original two, Kane and Drop Down Clowns. But this is the real interesting one, because this is the dragon. I don't remember what it's called. It's this dragon. This is not an animatronic, though. This is a actor-moved animatronic for a haunt. I can't see this in any other setting minus a haunt, because it is this dragon that it seems to have the fog option in light up, but it has the long thing behind it with the control box attached and these handles, so you can turn it 360 from behind a curtain or behind just fringe or a curtain or a wall or something. You can pretty much have full access over where this aims, and it's really cool. This is a really neat prop, very great for haunts. Looks like a distortions prop, which is saying a lot, and I think it is just very neat. Now we're moving on to the more generic ones, which would be pretty much just props. Some of them are good, but some are not. This is Hops the Lumbering Zombie. This is the one we've been hearing about and had seen pictures on. We thought it was Morris, but now it's actually Halloween Costumes. Compared to the other offerings, I was never too much of a fan of this guy. I think he's cool, it's just the effect is a little outdated. I hate to say that. He's cool, but he's not perfect, if that makes sense. I think probably the Rip Saw is so much better, which we'll talk about in a minute, but that's also just my niche, so this definitely has its place out there. Now we got this Phantom that is pretty cool. It's SBI, you can tell, but I think it's really solid. And it's really good for what it is. Here's this Corroded Reaper that, is, like, standing. It's supposed to look like he's molded out of the ground, which is cool. He doesn't look that great, but he looks good enough, if that makes sense. Good enough for me to like him. He's just not my favorites. None of these props are necessarily bad this year, or not good. It's just they're not as my thing. There's a place for them, just they aren't really fitting my idea, my style, and my theme. Next up is the Underworld Demon. This one is really cool. I don't do devils personally, but this one's so cool that it could fit so well in a haunt in the same scene as maybe the dragon, or just really any devil offering prop. This one is really cool. It's got the horns, it turns side to side. Obviously it's I would say Cuddles the Clown reskin if I'm getting that one right. No, it's Underworld Clown. It's a reskin of that kind. The one that is like that and looks back and forth. And this is a really great use of it. Honestly, better than Underworld Clown. Underworld Clown was not a very great use of the look in the animation. And so, SVI really be cooking up some good characters to add these onto. I am very glad. Now we're moving on to the returns. These are technically returns from other companies that are very memorable that you may remember selling these props. First of all, we got the Lowe's 12-foot mummy pretty much. Now they're calling him the 12-foot zombie, and you can definitely see differences. The clothes are more dingy now. It's obviously a little more expensive, I think it will be. The arms look posable. The first year it came out, I think it was posable, but then they made them more firm, which is the one I have. But they look more posable now, like they jiggle a little and they turn side to side now. Meaning they're more posable. The face is the same. In the video, the clip of the video they show in the teaser video, it sounds a little like he talks now, but yeah. They're also calling him Zombie, which is interesting, but he's still neat. He was my first 12-footer when he came out low, so he's pretty cool. Now, Big Lots is going out of business, but Tech has license and they swooped into Halloween costumes with the Big Lots stuff. So we have got the Scarecrow guy with the crows swirling around his head. Again, that is amazing. Really cool. They also have the werewolf, one of the best props of 2025, undoubtedly. Crazy animation. That is amazing. That is back. Really cool. So, just had to mention those because they're really cool. Alright, here are two just kind of different type props. Cool props, but they're a little different than the rest. They've got their own art style. First of all, being Ripsaw, my favorite on the list. This thing, cool. This thing looks cool. This thing, scary. This is just perfect for a butcher scene, a horror scene. Really, this is versatile. It could be bent and snapped into any scene if you thought of it in the right scene. This is amazing. It has a massive saw thing. It works amazing for a butcher theme. It's gonna be, this is on the consideration table for my haunt. This is crazy. Then here's the To Death Do Us Part. I'm pretty sure it's called something like that. It's this bride that's got her arms up and then she like kind of just lunges forward a little. Really neat, honestly. This is a really neat prop. It just doesn't do too much, but it is affordable and it has its own place. And so, yeah. Here are the licensed props. These are quite interesting. We've got Valak the Nun from the movie The Nun out of the Conjuring series. They really went hard on the Conjuring stuff, and it's neat. It's not something I would get. It's not really my thing. It's cool, but it also just doesn't look perfect. But it looks good enough, I suppose. Also, Spirit apparently is coming out with one. From what we've heard as rumors, this might be the new Art the Clown for this year, so we'll see. The next one is Annabelle. Now, there was, of course, an Annabelle by, I think, maybe Morbid Enterprises at one point, and now there's this one. This one's got massive eyes, and it looks a little inaccurate, but especially for that price. Like, if you get it pre-order, that is a deal for any horror collector. Even normal price, that is a really good deal, in my opinion, and it looks pretty accurate for what it is, and is pretty creepy, honestly. Now here's Chucky. Obviously the elephant in the room. This is just like the Home Depot one from last year. The Home Depot one had servos. This one doesn't. It just moves its mouth and leans forward, it kind of looks like. I'm not feeling it with this one. I'm sorry, I think Home Depot did do it better. This one has its pros, like how it's got the scissors, and if the Home Depot one wanted to come out, people would be flying to this one. But unfortunately, I don't think this is the best Chucky in the industry, but it still has its place as a good budget variant. Now, this is pretty much the craziest thing about all of this. All of this is for the 2025 season, and we got 2 more waves left, at least I know of. 70 props. Crazy. But they also have a 50-foot Stay Puft and a 30-foot Stay Puft, in case that wasn't enough for you to desire right now. So overall, I think Halloween Costumes 2025 is really good. They really did better than companies like Lowe's so far. They really threw out Morris. They really threw out Lowe's. Lowe's is nothing compared to this year. And if Halloween Costumes wants to sponsor me, I would accept that a lot more than maybe some of these other companies, because Halloween Costumes did a lot better this year. And so, that's going to do it for today. I guess I'll see you guys later. And for everything horror, this is ABC Halloween. See you later. Bye.
Sometimes it's not. I always come back. I am Chucky, the killer dog, and I don't want to give that up.